Speaking of, in particular, Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Diddy Do It.
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
Right.
Yet you said you weren't a part of that lifestyle, you weren't going to the parties. So what makes you so absolutely sure that these kinds of allegations that we've seen against him are true?
Well, I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised.
No. Fuck, like he called, we should kick it on telephone after the meeting.
Right.
And be like, matter of fact, they sent me the girl pictures, like pictures of this girl, like, not this job.
This documentary is about people being able to tell their truth or tell their version of the story. And the only thing I wish we were able to have Diddy be in the doc, so he could have said some things that, make people understand why people are saying.
The conflict between 50 Cent and Diddy traces back to 2006, when 50 released his infamous diss track, The Bomb, which referenced long-circulating rumors surrounding the tragic death of the notorious B.I.G. The lyrics sent shockwaves through the hip-hop world, pushing the feud beyond music and into deeply personal territory. What began as a lyrical provocation evolved into a lasting rivalry, with 50 framing his criticism as an attempt to challenge what he viewed as Diddy's carefully constructed public image. As professional respect gave way to personal animosity, an industry dispute transformed into a prolonged battle for influence, credibility, and power.
He's going to have no choice but to snitch on how YouTube paid him to betray his wife and, make sure his wife went to jail so that they could poison her to death.
We're going to circle right back to that. Jeez Louise. Oh, my God. So, when you said the day of the raid, you're talking about the raid on both Miami and California.
And New York, simultaneously.
Wait, New York was?
Yeah, the New York house was raided as well.
Oh, wow. That didn't even... Yeah, they didn't even really...
3 states working in tandem, and they did not tell the officers who they were raiding. They went in tactical as they were instructed to. They didn't know they was raiding Diddy's house. The higher-ups didn't tell anybody because they knew, with Diddy being a Fed informant, that he had people in the force and they wanted to make sure that went through legit. So they didn't tell nobody whose houses they was going to.
And that's why you see the guns.
The cops didn't know that it was Diddy's house over there in Beverly Hills around the corner from the Playboy Mansion. They didn't know until they seen the kids.
So what are your thoughts on the show of force, even not knowing?
They did their job. He's got guns and he's got semen-coated VHS tapes. I would have went in a hazmat suit.
So, let me ask you this. When you first told us about your thoughts and you honeycombs is what you...
Yeah, the honeycomb.
What?
Shout out to Jamil Peterson. He's added a new one. He call him the Diddy Glover now. Because when he ain't got the Beijing and he say he look like Danny Glover.
Oh, man.
So he's AKA Diddy Glover now. Shout out to Jamil Peterson. I Am Comedy.
So I want to stay right here. We're going to stay within this pocket, but I'm just curious. What did you know that was going on in the world of Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, that the world didn't know? What did you know back then, 3-4 years ago?
Was gonna come forward.
So how'd you know? What'd you know about what Cat?
I wish I could explain.
Yeah,
but if I explain how I knew Cassie was gonna come forward, that could hurt some people. Which is why the last time I sat on this blue couch, I said what I said. Congratulations, young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did.
You did say that. It was a bar.
You said it.
Did you see something being around Cassie? Did you see anything being around?
I don't spend time around Cassie, and I haven't seen Cassie in person since she was with Brian Leslie.
Was there something in her eyes that you saw? The way, like, now
I'll
that...
put it to you this way, there are mutual acquaintances between her and I. And that's as far as I can go.
Okay. When you...
I don't talk to her, but I speak to her.
As time passed, the rivalry between 50 Cent and Diddy moved beyond rap battles and into the cutthroat arena of business. Diddy earned his status as a mogul through ventures like Revolt TV, Ciroc, and other lucrative enterprises. Meanwhile, 50 Cent built his own empire with G-Unit, and his blockbuster vitamin water deal, reportedly worth around $100 million, cemented him as one of hip-hop's wealthiest figures. No longer competing for chart dominance, both men were now battling for control of their legacies and the future direction of hip-hop culture. In the ruthless world of business, it was no longer about who made the best music, but about who could secure a lasting place in history.
See her indictment, what she claimed happened.
Oh no, I reviewed
Okay.
all the files, and everything that she said is everything that I said with Storm Monroe 3.5 years ago. Exactly what I said it was.
Were you surprised about anything that came in?
No,
Wow. So...
nobody else should have been either. Young Jock,
That's...
you Diddy doo-wop bop. You.
Yeah.
Because you told the truth, Jock. And then after Diddy called you, you went back and tried to clean it up. But you're all about is off of Stevie J's. You Diddy doo-wop bop.
Do you feel like that's the reason why this beef, that Stevie J stands where he stands between the beef with 50 Cent and Diddy?
I don't know where Stevie J stands. I only know Stevie J sitting on a drum set, or I don't know where he stand.
Man.
I know what he stand up in. And I know what done stood up in him. Take that.
So wait, so when you heard...
Bitch, I can't stand these. Like, for real, like, I'm just tired. Let's keep it a beat. All these you not even gaming because you won't claim it. No, you want to sit around and pretend to like bitch. That's what y'all do. And then you get these hard jostling.
So, I'm just
Like,
curious.
these are the, you like half man bitches. No disrespect, but Jocelyn rough.
Them shoulders is...
And the way she like running up on, I already know she done strapped up on you.
Ooh. So, Jack, let me ask you. There's one, some of the shocking...
I hear that mean with a harness.
Oh. Okay, not a harness.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you this. I'm sure somebody's already asked you this, but have you ever been to a P. Diddy party?
Yeah, except many, honestly.
And so, can you take us through like what goes on, like when you were there?
What did I say when y'all asked me about why was the TD Jakes at the Diddy party?
Yeah.
What'd I say? Money
Right.
and
That's correct. Were you surprised that there were so many cameras in his houses?
No!
That he was recording these...
He is the J. Edgar Hoover of hip-hop.
Okay.
Y'all done seen him put on the pyramid with a skirt?
The leaked tapes marked the moment everything shifted. Diddy's carefully curated public image, polished, powerful, untouchable, began to fracture as unsettling conversations surfaced. What they appeared to reveal were patterns of manipulation, secrecy, and a darker side that had long existed beyond the public gaze. Allegations once confined to whispers and closed doors were suddenly thrust into the open, forcing a reckoning. Leaked material has a way of stripping away the sheen of fame, compelling audiences to confront what may lie behind the carefully maintained masks of their idols.
I never said he was talking on the walkie-talkie. So that raised red flags. Didn't think that much about it. So Kenner had sent some of my boxes and files to another attorney. Then another attorney got him, right? At the time, he wanted the boxes back. That didn't make sense. So when we discovered a walkie-talkie in the boxes, you know, nobody puts something in the box that they're going through the exact same way. So the walkie-talkie, my guess, probably was in one box. When they looked at everything and read through everything, and they was asking me about this walkie-talkie, they had put it in another box. Kenner, a guy named Steve that works for Kenner, went and grabbed the boxes from another lawyer he has it. Went and stole the wrong boxes that the walkie-talkie was in, but we still got the walkie-talkie. I said, send me a picture of it. So on my tablet, they can send photos, so they sent me a photo of a walkie-talkie. It blew me away. One part of me, it made my blood boil. Another part of me, I just seen Tupac face flash all in my mind. I see these motherfuckers involved with assassination. So I tell Kenner about it. I said, David Kenner, you said you didn't have a walkie-talkie. Now you had one. So after that, our relationship after 30-some years went cold. He went and told the judges. He started trying to pull off my case. He tried to sabotage my case. He did, and everything I'm telling you about is the proof.
So ultimately, Shug, look, it's fascinating stuff because I remember this all happening in real time. So it's fascinating just to hear you talk it all through in this way. It's like a sort of murder mystery episode. But ultimately, I've got two questions. Do you believe Diddy had anything to do with it? Because it sounds to me like you're more convinced that Snoop Dogg had more to do with it. Was Diddy involved at all, do you think? And if it wasn't him, then who do you think ultimately ordered that hit?
This is the thing. This is what I do know. I know Keefy D, who I've been knowing just a little Pop Warner football. Keefy D says that Puffy and them approached him and gave them money. Keefy D says if he go to prison for, this is his words. Keefy D says he go to prison for the Tupac murder. Reggie Wright Jr. gonna go to prison for Biggie's murder. So all these things going back and forth. You know, who knows what? Absolutely what? What we do know, money was paid out. What we do know, according to these guys, to the police, not the police are actually doing the investigation, the cricket cops. You got to remember.
Did you ever ask Diddy directly if he'd been involved?
Well, that question would be no. Since all this happened, I never.
The tapes went viral, and with that exposure came intensified legal scrutiny. A wave of allegations and reported investigations entered the public conversation, ranging from misconduct to more serious claims that placed Diddy at the center of a rapidly unfolding legal storm. A figure once seen as operating above consequence now faced mounting pressure, as an empire long associated with luxury and success began to show visible fractures. Regardless of power or status, moments like this underscore a familiar truth. Actions invite accountability, and narratives built on image alone rarely withstand sustained scrutiny.
Why would Diddy want to poison Jamie Foxx?
If you know that you have, well, just to give some insight to people watching, when you come under federal investigation, they send you a target letter. You know, you get informed that you're being investigated. So if you wanted to tie up loose ends and you were concerned that people that you knew could incriminate you, you may have interest in eliminating them. We've seen this all throughout history.
I mean, this sounds kind of mafioso stuff, but I sense that you're talking from a lot of experience here, that you genuinely believe this is a highly dangerous situation involving a highly dangerous man with very dangerous people acting on his behalf, potentially.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely speaking from experience. This is definitely a highly dangerous situation because this guy was the middleman. He was the party guy. he was the person who lined up the parties and festivities for a lot of guys a lot more wealthy and affluent than him. So, you know, I'm a person who believes that the Epstein's list is very similar to Diddy's list. I'm a believer in that. And, you know, whenever it comes to protecting women and children, I'm going to be fierce. Big ups to my sponsor, Stallion Gear, for putting up funds to help us go out and help people. You know, I want to salute Michael Franzese because he's probably the only famous person who donated to our campaign for protecting women and children, going down to the orphanages and passing out toys and gifts. Because at the end of the day, us as men, we must learn to police ourselves in our own community, because if not, these type of activities will continue to run rampant. I know this situation is dangerous. I've had several attempts on my life throughout my career. And, you know, where there's one dangerous guy, there's a group.
You referenced earlier, I have a history of heinous acts against people who behave like that. What did you mean by that?
Well, there's a lawsuit that I'm listed in where allegedly I quipped Combs about his deviant activity, and I protected the plaintiff and pointed a firearm at Mr. Combs. That's what the paperwork says. They don't have their facts right, but you know, I have a reputation for, you know, maintaining a proper balance.
What was he doing, Combs, at the time?
Yeah, so that's all alleged. So you know, they don't really got they don't have the facts correct with that situation. There's some sort of conspiracy going on, because the same law firm that has brought this case, they tried to file this same case last year. They finally got it amended this year, and this same law firm was trying to pay me $5,000 to come talk on an interview. I turned it down, and then
In the aftermath of the tapes, the music industry fractured. Some figures defended Diddy, pointing to his undeniable cultural impact and decades of commercial success. Others, however, quietly began to distance themselves, with a few even expressing support for 50 Cent's push to bring uncomfortable narratives into the open. The leaked material reignited serious questions about accountability in entertainment, highlighting how power and influence can shape who is protected and who is ignored. In an industry built on access and reputation, the reaction itself became revealing, raising the unsettling question of how many truths remain unspoken and how many voices are muted to preserve the status quo.
Oh, the guy. Y'all got to get rid of him. Y'all brought him in. Y'all got to get rid of him. So all these people talking about he worked for Frank Lucas, he worked for that part like that. He may have gotten some things from them or whatever, did some work. Nah, he worked with New York Freddie team. And New York Freddie told the dude to get rid of him. Now, if Puff Father was all that big of a gangster and he was all that and everything like that, why is he driving a cab? None of the gangsters in Harlem drove cabs. They drove Cadillacs, Rolls Royce, Mercedes, etc. You understand what I'm saying? So now, Puff Father get murked by the dude that brought him in. And New York Freddie said to me, he said, I want to let him know the dude that was crying at the hardest at the funeral, carrying the casket, was the one who killed him. So now, this is crazy to me, right? About a month ago, I told that story, right? A young lady, a woman, who was dating Puff Father, hit me on, what y'all DM me on the Instagram. She said, Big Gene, she said, thank you for telling my story, that story. He said, I was dating for Puff Father. And I went up to Flash Inn. It was a thing on 155th and McCombs Avenue in Harlem. I was waiting for him the next day. Because he had told me the day before he was killed that to meet him up there. He said, New York Freddie and all their crew was up there laughing and joking. And they knew about Puff father that got killed. So now I knew why they was doing that. Yes, sir.
What made you leave Diddy's side?
Who said I left his side? You said what made him, you said what made me leave his side?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the whole working for him.
Puff, ASAP Ferg father went to Puff, and there's two reasons. He asked Puff to do a favor for him. He was in a certain situation. And I took him up there. I had $10,000 of Puff money in my pocket because we had left North Carolina. He was going somewhere and he didn't want to take the money with him. And this was about 2 weeks later. It was a week before my birthday, like 4 or 5 days before my birthday. He said, yo, I want to go up to the office and talk to Puff. I said,
The tapes also appeared to expose the troubling lengths Diddy allegedly went to in order to maintain control over his empire. From reported coercion of artists into compromising situations to the use of influence to manipulate those around him, the material suggested a side of fame rarely visible to the public. The entertainment industry, particularly hip-hop, has long been shaped by uneven power dynamics that can leave the vulnerable exposed. When moments like these surface, they force a difficult reckoning with the darker structures behind celebrity and success, and with a culture that too often allows exploitation and manipulation to thrive in silence.
He gets up there talking about how Brandy don't want to talk to him when he's Brandy. How don't he want to talk to himself? B-Rock don't want to talk to me. B-Rock don't want to talk to me. Blood. But you actually Brandy? Get out of here, blood. You know you got that bag when we all watched Moesha. We knew y'all looked the same. That's why we had to put you on the show. Cause you look like Brandy and Brandy look like you. I love you, Miss Norwood. Listen, I won't talk about your pizza.
Right, Ray J did an interview recently, and in this interview, they asked him how close he was with him and Brandy. And he said it's not good. It says he feels like an embarrassment to his family.
Man, look, Ray J has been doing very good for a long time. If you have not noticed, TMZ just now put him on the bus to roll around, make sure everything is cool, make sure everything is good, smooth. I think that is something that should let people know how much, not power that the Norwoods have, but they have a lot of respect for the people that actually allow them to rule the world like they do. So, regardless of me saying, hey man, come on out here and do this, get challenged, this bullshit, this, that, at the drop of a dime, I call somebody like Sonya Norwood. She called Willie. And then they get up in that ass. Hey man, go get on that bus, man. You cool. You got like about maybe what? 300,000, 250,000, man. They gonna pay you to sit there for a night. Those are the kind of moves that the rest of the world cannot do, cannot make, cannot think to make, or know who to call to make happen. That's why some shit funny and some shit not.
Well, Ray J accused you, when y'all did the sit-down interview, he accused you of being at the freak.
He accused me of being at the freak house. Ray J is my freak off. He's so he looks like a little Chinese boy girl out there in Thailand. I just be smacking ass, don't even know if it's a boy or a girl sometimes. But sometimes, I know it's Ray J. Ray J looks like both. Every time you see him, he just be... face be round, eyes be Chinese, did it? Yeah, like this. He look pretty. Like this. You ever seen Kimora Lee?
I don't know who's Kimora Lee.
You don't know who Kimora Lee is now? I mean, brother?
Brother, you don't know who Kimora Lee is? Man, that's Ray J.
50 Cent's decision to bring these tapes into the spotlight raises a complex question. Is he acting as a whistleblower, exposing what he believes are dangerous truths to protect others? Or is this simply the latest escalation in a long-running personal feud? Known for public rivalries, 50 now possesses material that fundamentally alters the stakes, blurring the line between revelation and retaliation. By choosing this moment, he transforms the conflict from a musical or personal dispute into a battle over narrative control and public perception. In the world of high-profile feuds, truth and revenge often intertwine, becoming difficult to separate. Yet this saga extends beyond two powerful figures clashing for dominance. It reflects deeper power structures within the entertainment industry, where secrecy, influence, and manipulation can thrive. The leaked tapes, legal fallout, and divided industry response point to a darker reality, one where fame and success carry hidden costs, and where exposure forces a reevaluation of the systems, leaders, and lives shaped in their shadow.